Hi everyone, this is Ron Valencia, and we're going to go over building triads with steps and intervals, okay? So this is going to be part one of a two-part video. The second part is going to get into sevenths, okay? We're not going to go there with this particular one though. So if you want to learn how to build any chord from any scale note, from any key of any chord on here, on the piano, then check this out. Okay, so we're basically going to learn a couple of little tricks here. We're going to start with the key of C here. And we're going to learn first how to build a scale. And building a scale is relatively easy. Think of it like a formula to building a house, a formula to building whatever it is. So there is a formula for building a scale. Okay, so let's talk about how to build up that formula. What you need to know in order to build this is that each step or each note, neighboring tone, is a half step away. So this is considered a half step from C to a C sharp or a D flat. That is a half step, okay? A whole step would be skipping that note. So it would be from C to a D is a whole step. It's really important that you nail that. That needs to be memorized and drilled in first. So a half step is from one note to the very next note, whatever it is. And a whole step is from one note, skipping one note in between. So, for example, an E here. An E to an F, just because it's a white note does not mean that it's a whole step. That is one of the tricks. This is the very next note, thus it is a half step. Sorry about that. So if you're going from one note to the very next note, it's a half step. If you're going from one and you're skipping one in between, that is a whole step. That is crucial to understand that. So building a scale, it is very simple. It is very, very simple. Think of it like this: whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Okay? So, if we start here, we did two whole steps. 1, 2. Then we went to a half step. And now we're going to put 3 whole steps on top. 1, 2, 3. And then the last one is a half step. So, like I said, whole, whole, half. I'm sorry. Whole, whole, half. Whole, 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 half. And no, I'm not going ho, ho, ho. Okay, it's not Christmas yet. Soon enough. Okay, so again, whole step, half, whole step, whole step, half. You can start on any note on the piano and build any major scale by knowing that formula. And we're just speaking of major scales for right now. So for example, we have a note down here. Okay, this, if we just start here, we don't even need to know what its name is. We're just going to build a scale off of that particular note. A flat. Anyway, so it's whole, whole, half, right? We're starting on here, so we go up a whole step, then another whole step. Remember, we had to skip that note there to get to that whole step. Then half, then whole, 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 half. Let me show you that. Let me show you that again. So we started here, and we went whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Rewind the video, go back, make sure you can absolutely plug that in and memorize that little bit. If you're into the music theory and you want to go further, that's going to be key. That's going to be very, very, and pun included there. That's going to be really, really important. Okay, now that's how you build a scale. How do we build a triad or a chord using that same philosophy of half steps and whole steps? Well, let's break it down a little bit. If we were to build a triad on the key or on the note C, we know this. We've been doing this for a while. C, E, and G. Okay? So from the C to an E is 2 whole steps. That's called a major third. This is the first note. That would be the second. That's the third. That's why it's called a third. Okay? It really is that simple. Okay? So the reason that makes it major for us for now is just the distance. Okay, there is a sound difference, obviously, but I'm talking about the theory behind it right now is just the distance that we're talking about. So we're going whole step, that makes it a major third. What would have made it a minor third, you ask? Glad you asked that. It would have been a whole step and a half. That would have made it a minor third. So a major third is 2 whole steps. A minor third is a step and a half. Okay, when I say a step, I just mean a whole step. So a step and a half. Boom. That's it. Now, to build a triad, you just need to remember this formula. Major third, minor third. Okay? So to build a major triad, the first third has to be major. Then the next one can be minor. Will be minor. Okay? So we've got a major third here, 2 whole steps. And then from here to here is a minor third. Okay? And that gives us our first, our third, and our 5th note. Okay? So that gives us a major triad. Boom. It's that simple. How could we have started on that C and make a minor triad? This is very simple, but don't let it confuse you. It's a lot easier than what it may seem. You do the opposite. In order to make the major, we started with the major third, and then we added a minor third. Let's just reverse that. Let's do a minor third, and then add a major third. 2 whole steps here, okay? Step and a half here. So we added a minor third, and then a major third from there. That's how we build a minor triad. That's it. It's really not that difficult. Don't overthink it. Don't try to dig too much deeper than you need to for this. Now, we can do that triad anywhere on the piano, and it will work perfectly. For example, let's try this note, E flat, okay? Just randomly selected one. We want to build a minor triad on this first. Let's try that. So we're going to see if you can figure it out before I do, okay? So we're going to start on an E flat. To build a minor triad, we start with a minor third, and then we stack a major third on top. So a minor third from here would be a step and a half. Boom, there it is. There's our minor third. Now, from this note, we need to build a major third on top of it to complete the triad. And that would be 2 whole steps. 1, 2, boom. And there is our minor E flat. So an E flat minor triad, boom. That's how easy it is. Now, how could we have made this major? Well, we can raise the third up a half step. And there, it's major. And you can hear it. The sound is just, it's very recognizable that it's kind of a happier sound. Okay, it's a happy sound. It is not a sad sound. Okay, this sound of the minor, going back to the minor, okay, gives it a little bit of a darker sound, right? Just a little bit. And it's when I teach this to my students, I just say it's a sad sound and call it a day. I don't dig too deep into it. But so the major chord, I made it major by raising the third, but that's what gave it the element of the major third here, and then adding the minor third on top. Remember, again, to build the triad, you need the major third, then the minor third for a major triad. For a minor triad, it's a minor third and a major third. Okay? I know I just spouted off a lot of stuff. I will try to find some documentation that you can look at. Otherwise, writing it down is a really great idea. Typically, what we do to signify major and minor is if it's capital, it's major. If it's lowercase, it's minor. So that's how we look at that most of the time when we're thinking of triads or intervals, okay? All right, so for building a chord on any note, you have the tools. Start out by building scales, and the scale, again, the formula is whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. For building a major triad, it is major third, minor third. And for a minor triad, it is minor third, major third. It's the exact reverse. Okay, guys, this was part 1. Please get this part down before moving on to my video about sevenths. That could be really confusing if you don't understand the whole step and half step philosophy. If you have any questions, please email me. Again, If you are not already subscribed to this YouTube channel, please subscribe to it and turn on the notifications. That way you know when I'm sending out new material and you can be the first to watch it and be on top of things. All right, guys, thanks very much. I hope this made sense to you. If it didn't, let me know and I will clarify things for you and maybe redo the video if I need to. All right, guys, take it easy. Bye-bye.